All right. Well, great evening, everyone. This is the Power Coach, Madeline Alexander Barbie. It's my honor to welcome you tonight to another presentation for our Kingdom Millionaire Movement. Super excited. We're having a fantastic week launching this project. The feedback has been phenomenal. We are meeting in the mornings at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, getting together for the Word of God and for prayer. And we are talking about infusing your life with the Word so that you can become a kingdom millionaire and have all the blessings of the Lord upon your life. And so we've been having a great time in the mornings, and in the evening, I promise you, we'd be talking nuts and bolts. We are talking the specifics of how to really fix your finances and take your finances to the next level. And so we're going to do that again tonight. I'm going to be sharing some great information, and this will be changing, and I'll be expanding and adding different information as we move forward in the weeks to come. But I want to help as many people get on board with this amazing movement as we move forward. I'm fired up and excited about it. So if you want to get connected with me, I am the Power Coach, Madeline Alexander Barbie. You want to get connected, you can reach out on all platforms. On Facebook, we've got our Facebook and our YouTube audiences on tonight. You can join at the Power Coach. Also Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, at the Power Coach. You can get connected with me, and I would love to connect with you. You can also get more information if you go out to prosperwiththepowercoach.com. You can go to prosperwiththepowercoach.com and get some additional information, and that's going to be powerful. You can get signed up, you can get joined in to the Kingdom Millionaire Movement. This is not just our business initiative. This is a movement. We are changing lives all across the country, and we're helping people really understand what it's going to take to succeed financially and accomplish those dreams and goals. So that's what I'm going to talk about with you tonight. We're going to dive right into the presentation. We're going to get right into the slides so I can share this powerful information with you. I guarantee it's going to be life-changing. Now, let me tell you this. If you're jumping on live, you can go ahead and put hashtag live, and you can rep your city and state. Let me know where you're joining from. So you can go ahead and shout out your city and state. I would love that. And then if you're watching by replay, you can go ahead and put replay, hashtag replay. Let me know that you're catching it. And you can always reach out, and I'll provide that supporting information to you as well. Okay. Does that sound good? I'm fired up. We've had such a great week just diving into the word, really helping entrepreneurs. I am your evangelist of entrepreneurship, and I'm excited to be with you this evening. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to share these slides. We are going to talk about the freedom plan. We're going to talk about the freedom plan. Do you have a plan? That's the title of our live tonight. Do you have a real game plan to get yourself financially free? Do you really know what it's going to take? Do you even know what the things are that you need to be doing? And do you know the obstacles that you're up against? Because if you don't understand the problem, you're going to miss the solution. You can be staring at the solution and completely miss it because you don't know what the challenges are that you're up against. And so I am going to dive right on in to this presentation tonight. There we go. Got my slides up. And so we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to walk you through this freedom plan. And we're going to talk about a total financial solution, not a partial financial solution, but a total financial solution, end to end. A massive money makeover is what I like to talk about. A massive money makeover to really get you in position, to accomplish the things that you want to do. And so we're going to deal with that, talk about how to get that done for you, really put you in a position to have that massive money makeover moving forward. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Let me jump in here. I'm going to make an adjustment on my slide. Sorry about that. Let me pop that back. Let's get it's in the right spot. Okay, here we go. And let me make sure you can see that appropriately. Okay, I'm going to adjust my share because I don't think I've got the right share. Let me reset it so it is showing up the right way. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Give me just 1 second. I'll get that share corrected. Okay, that looks right. Now we got it. Now we're good. We're solid. All right. I'm going to make sure we're on the right info. And we are. Okay, so you can go ahead, put that hashtag live and let me know where you are joining in terms of your city and state. We're going to dive right into the presentation. I've got it set up correctly now so you don't miss any of this phenomenal information. Okay, tonight we are going to talk about the Freedom Plan, your total financial solution. And this is a core component of our Kingdom Millionaire movement. I want to help people to really transition where they are at financially. I am committed. I'm on a mission to bring economic recovery and financial empowerment to 1 million families all across the nation, one family at a time tonight, beginning with yours. I want you to be able to economically recover and be financially empowered for the future moving forward. For those of you who do not know me, I am the Power Coach, Madeline Alexander Barbie. I am the author of your 90-day financial breakthrough, 90 power promises, and the weapons of our warfare to win in your finances now. And that is the fourth book that I have written, and it's all concentrating on what the Word of God has to say about your money. And we're implementing it through the total financial solution that I'm going to share with you tonight. We're implementing what the Word of God has to say, helping God's people build wealth God's way. For those of you who don't know me or don't know my background, I had a 25-year corporate career. I came up just like you did, being taught the same things that you have been taught: to go to school, get good grades, go on to college, succeed well in college, be highly recruited out of college, get a good job, work your way up the corporate ladder. And I did that. And I was successful at it. I had a 25-year corporate career, my last 14 years at Microsoft. And by corporate standards, I did very well. But what I found was that I was working tremendously hard. The higher I climbed in the corporate ladder, the harder I worked. So I was working 50 hours, then 60 hours, then 70 hours a week. I was working weekends. I was working holidays because it's linear income. So the only thing that I could do was throw more time at it, to climb and to keep going. But I found that it was taking a toll on my health, taking a toll on important relationships in my life. And it just wasn't the way. I was like, this is not going to get me the life and the lifestyle that I really want. So I started this quest to find a better way. Now, I was very blessed to be at Microsoft. I was blessed to be there during the Bill Gates era. That was a great period of time. I learned a tremendous amount. But what I can tell you is that I've just found a better way, right? I've just found, like, it was great to work for a multimillionaire, a multi-billionaire, but I'd rather work with millionaires and help people be empowered to become millionaires. And that's the difference. And I wanted to find a way where I could still have freedom and accomplish the things that I wanted to do in my life. And so if that resonates with you, I want you to shout out in the chat if that resonates. If you're like, I'm just trying to find a better way to do it that doesn't take such a tremendous toll. And that's what I started looking for, and I found it. I still want to do my purpose as an author, as a speaker, as a minister, as a coach. I still want to do those things that I am God assigned to do, but find a way to be economically empowered and to help other people to do the same thing. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is that economic empowerment. So let's switch gears and talk a little bit about you. Let's talk about what's going on in your life. Okay. What's happening with you in your life? What do you want to achieve right now? Okay. I want you to, like, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, and I want you to write down the things that you want to accomplish in your life. Like, what do you want to get done in 2024? Not sometime afar off, but right now in this year. Okay. We're quickly coming to the end of the second month of this year. It's amazing how time is flying, isn't it flying? So what do you want to get done? Do you want to be debt free? Do you want to pay off all the consumer debt, pay off all the bills, the credit cards, student loan debt, any type of revolving debt or installment debt? Do you want to get your mortgage paid off? Do you want to be mortgage free? Do you want to get all the mortgages in your family lineage paid off? Not just for you, but the other people in your family. If debt free is important, I want you to put that down. Do you want to be job free? You may love the work that you do and you want to stay on the job. And I would encourage you to keep your job and build a business, but you may have a higher calling or a different calling from what you're doing in your profession. And you may want to get to where you're job free. That was really important for me. I wanted to be able to transition and go live my purpose, but still be able to be successful financially. So do you want to replace or restore your job income? Do you want to be your own boss? That was the thing that motivated me. Do you want to enjoy more time with your family? Do you want to stay home with your children? Maybe you have small children you want to spend time with. Maybe even homeschool your children. Do you want to plan for retirement or personal freedom? You may not think of it in the concept of retirement, but you may think about it like, I just want to be free. I want to put myself in a position where I'm not under the control or the direction of other people. I'm not building somebody else's dream. I'm building my dream, and I want to transition into that. So freedom is not about your age. Okay. People think, like, when they think retirement or freedom, they start thinking, you're in your 60s. You can retire in your 30s. You can retire in your 20s. You can retire whenever you have the assets. Okay. 40s, 50s. It doesn't matter. It's not about your age. It's about, do you have the assets to sustain you for the duration of your life and put you in a position where you can leave an inheritance to your children or your children's children, and you're set up, you're financially independent, and you're not dependent on that job income. You can do that at any age if you know the game plan, if you know what to do. So that's why the question is tonight, like, do you have a game plan? Do you know how you're going to get debt free? Do you know how you're going to get job free? Do you know how you're going to get these things done? What do you want to achieve? Let's keep going. Do you want to be stress free? This is a big one. You might have this one on your list. You might want to restore some savings and investments coming out of the pandemic. You might want to build 6 months cash reserve for unplanned events like what we went through in the pandemic. Or maybe any other type of income disruption. Do you want to give generously to your church or charity or the cause of your choice? Do you want to help others who are in need? Like, be blessed to be a blessing to other people. Do you want a lifestyle change? Being able to add luxury to your life. There's nothing wrong with that. We just don't want to do it and create debt. But do you want to have a new home? Do you want to have a new car? Do you want to do some home improvements? Do you want to just maybe add a second home, a vacation home? Maybe you want to add that level of luxury to your life at this stage. You might want to be focused on legacy, okay? Establishing multi-generational wealth that you are putting into your bloodline, and you're breaking off generational limitations, and you're putting a perpetual motion of wealth creation into your family. Maybe that's something that you want to do. Maybe it's lifestyle. Maybe you want to travel the world, be able to see all kinds of different countries and go to great places that are like on your bucket list, places that you've always wanted to go, but you want to be able to save big and pay cash for those vacations, not just go once or twice a year, but go multiple times a year and come back and not have debt. So I want you to think, do you want to be debt free? Do you want to be job free? Do you want to be stress free? Do you want to have that lifestyle change? I want you to pick the top two and put them down. And I want you to focus on them as we talk for the balance of the time that we're going to be together tonight. What are the two big things that you want to get done? And then let me ask you this question, like, what's your game plan? What's your plan to do it? Because if what you are doing right now could produce it, you'd already have it, right? You'd already be living it. If the things that you're doing today could already produce what's on your list, you would be in that position. So if nothing changes, nothing changes. So we have to take a look and say, what's my game plan to get me to the next level? So tonight we're going to talk about some key things. What are the obstacles that are in your way? What's the problem of money? What's the challenge? So, because when you understand the problem, then you can apply the solution. What about getting a total financial solution? I'm going to break this down to you, the key components of what you need to have. You need cash flow, you need credit, you need to eliminate debt, you want to reduce your taxes as low as you possibly can, and you want to build as much in investments in your investment funds as you possibly can. You want to get to at least $1 million or more in investments. So we're going to talk about those 5 critical pieces, those 5 pillars of your financial plan, and make sure that you're set up to get it done. All right, so let's go in. We're going to talk about the money problem. What is going on with our money? We want to dive in and talk about that. Okay, we want to break that down. Can you guys see these slides? Okay, we want to break that down and talk about the money problem so we can move in and work our way through that. All right. So true personal financial success consists of having enough cash flow to support your lifestyle during your working years, what you're doing right now, and then being able to transition and attain enough assets to sustain you during your freedom years. Okay. So while we're working, it's not just paying the bills and just making sure that we're okay for that day, but we want to be accumulating assets so that when we stop working, the assets can take over. That now your money is working for you. You're working for your money in the first part, but now we want our money working for us. Does that make sense? You can shout out in the chat if that's making sense to you in terms of what we want to get done. All right, so what are some of the obstacles that are in our way of getting that done? Well, the first one is income, just a level of income in America. Let's break it down. This is information from census.gov, and I want to show you what median household income looks like in America. Now, median is just a term that means you take the highest income earners, the lowest income earners, and you kind of throw out the extremes and you meet right in the middle. It's like the typical American family. What does that look like? And so median income in America right now is $74,580 a year. It's about $74,500, right? Just under $75,000 a year for all races. Now, when you start taking out taxes, which is your biggest bill, you take out mortgage or rent, food, utilities, educational expenses for your children, daycare if you have small children. You start taking out insurance, your vehicle, multiple vehicles for the household, for the family. You start to see that $74,000 doesn't go very far. That goes away real quickly. Okay. Now, when we break it down by race, we see a whole different picture because not everybody is at that $74,000 level. When we break it down by race, median income for Latino families is about $10,000, $12,000 below that. We're at $62,800 a year. And then we look at African-American families, Black families, we're at $52,000. You drop another $10,000. We're about $22,000 below median. And $74,000 doesn't stretch very far in our current economy. So if you drop out $20,000 from that, and it may not be you, but it may be people that you're related to, as people that you love and care about, are looking at this number. They got to cover the same things: taxes, a place to live, mortgage or rent, food, utilities, all the things we just went through, but you're doing it with $20,000 less money. It's really tight. Okay. When we start looking at our community, and it's been that way for decades. Okay. Even though the numbers are slightly trending upward, they're not really changing in a significant manner. And the gap in our wealth is not changing significantly. Now, if you look at Caucasian families, white, not Hispanic, they're just very slightly above the median income, coming in at $81,060. So about $81,000 a year. Then you see a big gap, and you see at the top, Asian American families are coming in at $108,700, almost $109,000 a year. Okay, so we're looking at almost a $30,000 gap right there. Now, Asian American families have the highest rate of business ownership. And if you look at that gap for our Asian families versus our Black families, it's more than double. Okay. African American families have the lowest rate of business ownership. That's a clue. Okay. Business ownership is critical because it's not only the income, but it's the reduction of taxes that come into play. And if we keep on this trajectory of just kind of doing what we've always been taught, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and just work that job, and then hope that you save enough and put away enough to cover you during your retirement years, we're never going to get to where we need to be because we're not doing wealth creation. Okay. Income may slightly increase. The unemployment rate is going down, but the wealth isn't increasing. The assets aren't increasing, and we're not making a dent in the changes that we need to make. Okay. And also on top of that, even with the increases in income and even with the spread of income that I'm just showing you, what I want you to understand is that we still have a cash flow crisis in our nation. We have a cash flow crisis. Okay. We have people living paycheck to paycheck, even though they are very high income earners. Income is not the predictor of whether or not you're going to be doing well in our economy. So after we had the big inflation spike, this is what happened. We ended up in a situation where 58%, almost 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, including 30% of the people who make $250,000 or more. Okay, so you think about that like, man, if I can make $250,000, $250,000 a year, I'd have it made. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. 36% of those who are earning $100,000 or more still live paycheck to paycheck. Why is that? Two things are the major drivers: taxes and debt. So if you don't have a way to offset the increases in income, all you're doing is more and more of that money is going to the government. More and more of it is going to the IRS because you're not offsetting it by having a home-based business. And so you still end up in the same situation. And if you just increase your lifestyle and we have more and more debt, and you're going to see the debt numbers in just a minute, we're not solving the problem. Okay, we're not solving it at all. Now let's contrast what's going on in terms of freedom. What do you need in terms of freedom? You may not have ever thought about like the actual number of what you really need to be able to get free. Well, that number, this is stayed fairly steady. Fidelity did a study and they showed that across the nation, they were going state by state, you need about $987,000 from your retirement age on. Whenever you decide to transition out of work, you need about $1 million of assets to be able to sustain you. And that's not a lavish retirement. That is to live comfortably. Okay. Isn't that powerful? So that's kind of a wake up call because most people aren't remotely even close to that. Okay. $1 million is where you want to be. So when we're saying we want to help you to be a debt-free cash millionaire, like 100% debt-free with at least $1 million of financial assets in your investment funds, that's not something, that we're just saying just to be pulling out a number. That's legitimate. That's Fidelity. I'm going to show you annuity.org in just a second, where we're getting very sound advice that's saying this is what it really looks like for you to be able to be free and stay free and not have to go back to work or not have to do something else, depend on family and friends to get you through. Now, when we look at the median balances in our retirement accounts, these numbers are dramatically lower than $1 million. Okay. White, not Hispanic families are coming in at about $80,000 in the retirement account. It sounds like a big chunk of money, but it's not at all. When you need $1 million and you're sitting at 80,000, we're not there. Okay. Latino families were at $31,000 in the retirement accounts. Black families, we're looking at $35,000 in retirement accounts, just a fraction of what is needed. It's not even close. And why is that? Well, it's because of what I showed you on the previous slide. When you're looking at income, $75,000, and for our community in the $50,000 range, and you're having all these expenses, it's not your fault. It's just there's not enough money to cover all the needs. And so what happens is putting money aside for the future is the thing that gets cut out. You're trying to meet the demands of what's going on day to day. Okay. So it's not your fault, but we have to correct the problem. 62 is the current retirement age, and that is going to start going up for our current workforce. We're looking at 64 years of age, going up to 67 and beyond. Like, who wants to be in that situation where you're not free until you're in your late 60s? Like, we don't want to be in that situation. You can do this at any point, but we got to do some different things. Women have smaller retirement savings than men do. Okay, 57,000 compared to men. When we look at it in terms of gender, 57,000 versus 118,000 for men. And so there's a big disparity there. And we have a lot of women who are running single parent homes, or they are single. They're responsible for their financial independence. And so that number is just not going to get it done. Median retirement savings for all workers, we put all together. This is annuity.org. They're saying $97,000. Still, that's 10% of what's really needed. And I want you to look at this. Savings expectations for a comfortable retirement increased 10% to 1.04 million. So these are two trusted organizations, Fidelity and annuity.org, that are telling you the same thing. Okay, this isn't something we've come up with within our business. These are the indicators that are saying you need to get to $1 million. So if you're at 57,000 or 35,000, you're driving off a cliff. You're driving off a cliff. You're going to arrive at this destination of what you think is going to be freedom, what you think is going to be retirement, and the money's not going to be there, and you're not going to be able to do what you think. Okay, so we got to stop the car. We got to change direction now and get on a better plan. So I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you have a game plan to get this fixed? Because you got to be working on this right now, not sometime in the future. You got to fix this stuff right now. Okay, so we want to jump on that. And let's take a look at what some of these financial challenges are. Is this helping you to get this information? Cash flow. 58% of Americans live in paycheck to paycheck. We got 30% of the people earning $250,000. 1 out of 3 people that make $250,000 a year are still paycheck to paycheck. Your taxes are your largest debt. And there are 2 distinctly different tax codes, one for business owners and one for employees who do not have business tax deductions. So one of the easiest changes you can make is get a home-based business. Keep your job, keep your profession, but get a business so that you can start taking advantage of legal, ethical, business tax deductions that are in the IRS tax code that are built for business owners. Our economy is built for those that drive the economy. And that is the business owner. We're in a free enterprise system. And if you are helping free enterprise move forward, you get rewarded for that. So you can, we don't want to look at it and be like, well, that's not fair. It is that's the design of our economy. So instead of looking at it like it isn't fair, why don't you look at it in terms of why don't I participate? That's the thing you got to do. Change your game plan so you participate and you can take advantage of what's being presented. Okay, debt. In the United States of America, we've got $17.5 trillion of consumer debt. This isn't mortgage debt. This is consumer debt. This is like credit card debt and different forms of debt that are not secured in like a home. Okay, this is not real estate. Debt related to real estate. We'll get to that in just a second. $1.3 trillion of it is credit card debt. Why are we putting things on the credit card? Because there's not enough money to stretch over all the things that you're trying to get done. So we've got $1.3 trillion in credit card debt, $1.6 trillion in unforgivable student loan debt. And the average American is sitting at about $103,000 worth of debt that needs to be eliminated. That is killing. We've got more in debt than we do in retirement funds. Okay. In terms of credit, we've got 100 million Americans that have errors on their credit reports. And what that does is it causes you to have to pay more interest. And the more interest you pay, that's eating up more of your funds that should be going into retiring debt or should be going into your investment funds. But you're servicing this very expensive, high interest credit card and other forms of debt because we have problems with our credit score. So if you get your credit score to 750 and above, you can refinance some of those higher interest rates, get those down and pay less in interest and start shifting that money into a better usage in your household. And then the last financial challenge we just looked at was the lack of those investment assets where we have less than 10% of what's needed for a sustainable retirement. And our Black households, we're at about 3.4% of what's needed. That's really frightening. If it's not you, it's people that are related to you. It's people that you love and care about. And it's our community. And we want to change that. We want to get that fixed. Okay, does this help you? I'm going to get to the good news here in just a minute, but I want you to understand the problem. Are you getting it? You can shout out in the chat if that's making sense and you understand what's going on. Okay. We want to make sure that you've got it and we're going to get this stuff fixed. Now, I always like to tell people powerfully, Alan Kiley said once in a while, it really hits people that they don't have to experience the world in the way they've been told to. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to go the route of just having a single income job that you don't own and control and be in the situation where the debt is high, the taxes are high, you don't have any write-offs, you don't have security in something that you own, because if you get laid off or terminated, or we have a pandemic or some other natural disaster happens, you're in a bad situation. Okay. You don't have to live like that, but you got to have a game plan. You got to go in a different direction. Make sense? So that's going to bring us to what we want to talk about in our last about 15 minutes tonight. Is I want to show you a plan. If you don't have one, if you think about what I'm showing you tonight and you're like, I don't have a plan to fix that, I don't know how I'm going to get that corrected, I want to show you the freedom plan. I call it the freedom plan. That's the end game, right? Freedom. Freedom is the game. That's what we're trying to get to. You want to have freedom. You want to have options. You want to have choices. You want to be able to do the things that you really want. And so if you're ready for that, you want a massive money makeover, you're ready for a total financial solution that will fix everything we just talked about end to end. That's what we want to get done. And that's what we want to focus on tonight. Okay. That's what the Kingdom Millionaire Movement is all about, is so that you can fix your finances holistically and you can move into that blessed place that you have the blessings of the Lord that He intends for you. So I want you to shout out, write it on your notes and shout out in the chat. You can put total financial solution. That's what you want. I don't want to just tell you the problem and not give you an answer. We have an answer tonight, and that's really exciting. Okay, you've got a great answer, and we're going to resolve the problem tonight. Let's go back and review this. True personal financial success, you got to do two things. You need enough cash flow now to support your lifestyle during your working years, and then you need enough assets to sustain you during your retirement or freedom years. That's the game plan. Okay, so now we're going to break it down and we're going to show you how we're going to get there. How are we going to get that done? All right, so I want to show you a proven financial success system that is working for individuals all across this nation of all different walks of life, all age groups, individuals in their 20s to individuals in their 70s and beyond are applying this financial success system, and it's working for them. Okay. It's creating the cash flow. It's fixing the debt problem. It's fixing the tax problem. And we're showing people, young or old, college degree or not, homeowner or not, doesn't matter. Like all of these different factors, what matters is that you make a decision to get a game plan and change it. And we're showing people how to do it. Men and women, all nationalities, all races, we're showing you how to get it done in the United States of America. We're going to show you how to keep more of your hard-earned money and how to make more money without getting another job, because another job doesn't fix the problem. It may add a little bit more income and get you a little bit of relief on the paycheck to paycheck, but the other problems, the tax problem, that's not getting fixed. The debt problem, that's not getting fixed. Okay, it's not correcting the real issues that are going on. Okay, so I want to tell you about a powerful, powerful company that I discovered 3 years ago. You guys know I have been teaching in this area, talking about God's will for us and what He wants for us financially for 10 years. I wrote Your 90-Day Financial Breakthrough 10 years ago this year, 2014. And I've been on this quest. I started teaching about the wealth gap and all that back in 2012. Well, 3 years ago, I was blessed to find this company. This came to me. Wasn't anything. The Lord orchestrated that. And My Econ is a company that has mastered everything that I just talked to you about and has cracked the code and solved the problem and put together a complete financial success system. And when you run it through the Word of God, which I teach, it all marries up together. It's exactly the way that God wants you to build wealth. It's exactly following the financial principles that are in the Word of God, which we know that's going to make it successful for everybody. And it's exactly on point for what we need to fix the unique situation that we've got in the United States of America. Isn't that cool? So My Econ is a personal financial success company. We're based in Atlanta, Georgia. Our co-founders are there in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're on a mission. Our mission is to empower people to attain personal financial success. We are on a mission to create 1 million millionaires, and I would love for you to be one of them. We are 19 years old. We are a debt-free, technology-driven company. We're A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau, and I love the fact that this company was founded debt-free, continues to be debt-free, and so we're modeling the very principle that we want you to do in your own household. The very name of the company, My Econ, stands for my economy. My economy, you taking charge of your own personal economy and doing it with digital products that are easy to learn and to share, to apply to your own life, and then to share with other people. Okay, now we've already empowered associates to cash flow over $600 million and put that back into their pockets over the last 19 years. Isn't that powerful? So we're moving on our way to $1 billion. Now, that's not the revenue of the company. That's the money that's gone back into the pockets of the associates that are working this game plan, that are working this plan. They've got the right plan and they're working it. Okay, so we're going to talk about 5 wealth building strategies tonight. I've alluded to them a couple times. We're going to talk about how to increase your cash flow through correct tax withholding, how to minimize your taxes through cash flow management. We're going to talk about eliminating debt, building great credit, and learning how to invest like the pros. You need these 5 strategies, not just 1 or 2. You need all of them. We call them the 5 smooth stones, just like David was taking out Goliath, and he had that one stone that just hit him right between the eyes, took him out, right? But he had 5 smooth stones in his bag, right, on his way. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure you've got 5 core financial strategies, and the issue, whatever issue is primary for you, you're going to be able to take that out. If it's debt that's got a stranglehold on your finances, if it's taxes that's got a stranglehold, we want you to be able to reach into that bag, grab that smooth stone, put that in your slingshot and take it out. Okay, we're taking out the giants tonight. That's exactly what we want to do. Now, let's talk about number 1, increasing cash flow. Okay, we're going to do this through correct tax withholding. We've got 100 million employees who have too much money being withheld from their paychecks. And so we want to fix that. What's happening is you're giving the government an interest-free loan. We want to take that money back, put it into your household. It could be $200, $500, $1,000 we've seen. And this is a simple adjustment. It takes about 20 minutes to your W-4 form. And what it's going to do is it's going to stop you from just lending the government your money all year round. You get a refund, yes, at the end of the year, but you've actually overpaid. So we want to bring that money back into your household. And that's the first strategy that we're going to apply. And it can be a complete game changer to get that money back into your household. Second thing that we want to do is make sure not only the withholding is lessened, but when you do pay your taxes, that you're getting all the benefits of being a business owner. Okay, so we want you to save thousands of dollars on your taxes, and you're going to be able to now write off expenses that you can't do right now. So things like your phone bill, internet, mileage, travel, meals, different things like this. We're going to show you how to properly keep your records. And because you're going to own a home-based business, take advantage of these tax savings, and that can reduce your tax burden. It might be $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 and more. Okay, so minimizing your taxes, making sure that you pay what is appropriate, but as a business owner, we can significantly reduce the taxes that you actually owe. Number 3 is debt elimination, getting out of debt. The Bible says that the rich rule over the poor and the borrower is slave to the lender. So we want to put you in a position where you're getting rid of that debt. The interest you're paying on debt is a waste of money. That should be going into your investment account. So we're going to show you how to structure a plan for your debt, credit card debt, student loan debt, if you have any type of installment debt, car notes, mortgages, all of that. We're going to build it all together in a plan, and the software is going to tell you which debt to pay off first and how to apply your funds to rapidly reduce your debt as quickly as possible. So we're going to give you debt elimination software, the training that you need, and that is going to also tie into your business building so that you can get the extra cash flow you need to retire the debt even faster. Isn't that cool? Now, the next thing we want to do after that is we're going to work on building great credit. And many of you may have come to My Econ, or you're interested in My Econ because you want to get your credit score up, which is a great thing to do. And we're going to help you do that. But we want you to do the other aspects as well. Okay, so the My Credit system is a powerful do-it-yourself system. You don't have to pay an expensive expert. We want to help you to be able to fix, manage, and maintain your own credit. So we're going to give you a step-by-step training to show you the process of how to manage all aspects of your credit score. And we're also going to give you pre-written letters with all the legal terminology in it and an automated letter writer that puts everything together into the template, and it's foolproof, it's error proof. Okay. Super simple. You can do this yourself, and it's not expensive to do it. You're going to see improvements in your credit within 30 days. And if you give yourself 90 to 120 days, you're going to see some real significant improvements in your credit score. So what is a good credit score? You want to be the best possible credit is between 800 and 850. If you get excellent credit at that 750, that's the sweet spot. 750 and above, you're going to get the best possible rates. You can refinance anything that's a high finance or a high interest debt, where you're overpaying mortgages, car notes, things like that. And we're going to help you. So even if your credit score is super low, we've helped people with credit scores in the 400s turn that around and get into the 700s, get into the 800s by just applying the system and working their way through it. Okay. And we're also going to help you manage the whole score. This is really important. We're going to manage all 5 factors of your credit score. If you work with if you work with a credit specialist, what's going to happen is they're going to concentrate on the 35% that's affiliated with your payment history, but you've got several other components that are going into your credit score: your credit utilization, your credit history, your new credit, and your credit mix, that you want to get all the points. And My Econ is so awesome because we help you take the actions that you need to address all of it, the whole score, understand it, and be able to manage it. We're going to help you get the debt down that's impacting your credit utilization. Okay. If you work with a specialist, they're not going to work with you to get rid of the debt. They're not going to pay their debt for you, but we're going to help you to get that handled. Okay. Isn't that great? So that's why I love this system: step-by-step training, the pre-written letters, and an automated letter writer that puts it all together for you. It's simple, and you can get started right away and get that done. 5th step is to invest like the pros. And we want to show you how to start building that $1 million worth of assets and own a piece of America with simple investment strategy that everybody can follow, and an 8-step personal cash flow plan that's going to walk you through exactly what to do in what sequence, getting your emergency fund built, then moving through each of the steps that you need to proceed through. So you've got a proper game plan, and we've structured it so that you just follow the plan. It's like a recipe. You just follow it, steps 1 through 8. It's amazing. And it's really going to help and simplify everything. Now, in addition, we still want you to have that luxury lifestyle. So we have our Zingo Travel Club, which allows you to travel at a tremendous discount, up to 70% savings on your travel. You can save on hotels, resorts, rental cars, vacation homes, cruises, literally everything, flights. And we have 110% price guarantee as well, so that you can make sure that you're getting the absolute best prices in travel. And this is a simple upgrade. It's $11 more, just real simple if you want to add the travel club. And that's a great thing that you can do. Okay. Isn't that awesome? That's a wonderful product that you can also add. And then we also are going to help you with business building. I love this. We have additional products. Our identity theft product is a great product as well. And one of the greatest products that we have is our compensation plan. The ability for you to build an income to not only fix your finances, but share with other people and create a powerful income for it. So when you share with other people, like as you improve your credit, pay off debt, improve your cash flow, you can then turn around and share it with other people, and you're going to earn $40 for each person that you help get started on their own financial success membership. Isn't that awesome? Now, you're also going to earn residual income. Residual income is what you get when you get paid multiple times for the work that you do one time. Okay, there are people who've been in My Econ for 19 years, and they helped people get started day one, and they're still earning a residual income for those families that they helped month after month, year after year, for work that they did one time 19 years ago or 10 years ago. Okay, think about the work you did 10 years ago. Are you still getting paid on that? Most likely not. But here, you're going to be able to do that through our residual income program. So let's just say you and your team, not just you by yourself, but you and your team, you had 10 weekly team sales. Let's say that added up to 500 sales for the year. You're just doing 10 a week, 500 for the year. You can create a monthly residual income of over $6,000, $6,500. You're right there at actually having a residual income that's about the same as median income in America. You've created the same thing that people are working 40 hours a week to be able to do. Okay. And you're doing it on a part-time basis. Keep your job and build a residual income that's $6,500 a month. If you did 50 weekly team sales, that's 2,500 sales in the year. You would be up to $32,500 in monthly residual. That's life-changing money. That is freedom money. You can have all the choices you want and just completely change the game in terms of what you want to do. Okay, you're earning up to $13 in monthly residual income for each new business, each new person that comes in and gets their financial success membership and is working with you. Is that awesome? That's a great compensation plan, and you can earn as much or as little as you want to. There's no pressure on you. You can do whatever you want. You own your own business, and you can do what you want to. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Let me take a peek, see if we have any questions or comments in our chat. All right, so that is a powerful situation. So let's talk about how you get started. You've got two great options, and it's so ridiculously affordable. It's crazy. Okay, we want to keep this as affordable as possible, because if you need a financial breakthrough, we don't want to break the bank just so you can get started. We want to make it easy for you to fix your credit, get out of debt. That's what you're trying to do, is fix your finances. We don't want to make it hard for you to get started. We don't want the investment to be a barrier to entry. So you can start with the Financial Success Membership. Get the W-4 tax withholding training, the cash flow manager to track your records for your taxes, the My Credit system, the debt elimination software, the investment education. This is all that you get. A whole marketing system so you can share with people on social media all across America. And it's $39.95 to get started. That's it, $39.95, and then $39.95 a month to maintain your membership. That is phenomenal. And because you now own a business, it's all tax deductible, and you can let the government pay the bill. Isn't that great? And you're going to save more on your taxes than what it's going to cost for you to maintain and own and operate your business all year round. You're going to save way more, a multiple, probably about 10 times what you're investing into your business is what you're going to save on your taxes. Now, if you want to get the Zingo Travel Club, that's a simple upgrade of $11, and it's only $50.95 a month, which is incredibly affordable. That's the option that I have. And you're going to get all the same things that we just talked about, plus the travel club membership, and it's powerful. Okay, isn't that great? That's simple. Everything that we talked about, we're solving every problem that I told you about at the beginning, and you can get started today, and it's $39.95 to get started, and $39.95 a month. And no matter how much you build your business, if you build your business to where you're making that $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month residual income, guess what? Your overhead is still $39.95 a month. Every month. It doesn't increase. Is that powerful? You can't do that in a restaurant. You can't do that in any other type of brick and mortar store or other types of digital businesses. As the business scales, it gets more expensive to run it. Not here, not with my econ, $39.95, or with the travel, $50.95. Powerful. It's absolutely awesome. So if you're excited, you're ready to get started, you can just go to ProsperWithThePowerCoach.com. If you're connected to me, you're watching this by replay, you're watching live, you're ready to get started. You're like, this is simple. This is a no-brainer. It's time to do it. Just go to ProsperWithThePowerCoach.com, and you'll see the direct sign-up link right there at the top, and you can get started right away. Now, if you were referred by someone else who's jumped on the live or sent this live to you, go ahead and get back to the person that referred you and tell them, I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to fix my finances, and I want to do it right now. Okay, doesn't that sound great? This is simple, and it's easy, and I love that it's not expensive, and you can get it done, and you can get it done today. Theodore Roosevelt has this powerful quote. When I first heard this stuck with me, and I always remember it, and I share it each time I share this business. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing, but the worst thing you can do is nothing. Now that you understand the problem, now that you understand what's going on, the worst thing you can do is do nothing about it. Now that you know you need $1 million in assets to have a comfortable retirement, now that you know it's time to get out of debt, you need to raise your credit score so you're not wasting money on interest. It's time to get into free enterprise, where the free enterprise system isn't built on your back, but you get the advantages of the free enterprise system by being a business owner, and you can still keep your job and build your business. Now that you understand that, the worst thing you can do is do nothing and just sit on that knowledge and just continue to drive toward the cliff. That doesn't make any sense to do. So we want you to take action today. Take a step forward and get yourself in position to make the transition and do the things in life that you truly want to do. Okay, it's been my honor and my pleasure to share the Freedom Plan with you. It's so straightforward. It's so simple. We want you to get started today and become part of the Kingdom Millionaire Movement. I'm helping God's people build wealth God's way. And My Econ is a phenomenal partner because they've got all the digital toolkit, everything that you need to be successful. I'm all in. That's what we're talking about right now. I'm all in, and I invite you to be all in with us. Get on the Freedom Plan. Get a total financial solution. Don't guess at it. Don't wing it. Don't think you're doing okay. Get on a real game plan so you can make sure that you're going to be all right. Okay. This is the Power Coach, Madeline Alexander Barbie. I always want to tell you that you're gifted for greatness. You are encoded with the exceptional. Whatever's burning in your heart to accomplish is absolutely yours to achieve. I want you to get on the Freedom Plan, this total financial solution. You're going to change your life. Amen. God bless you. Thanks for jumping on this evening. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll be doing another great Bible teaching, and we're going to keep studying what the Word of God has to say about our finances. We're going to do that tomorrow morning, and then we'll be done for the week. We won't have a webinar tomorrow night. It's Friday. We're going to close out with a great word in the morning. And then I'll see you back here next week. And we'll pick up and we'll keep sharing with people, helping people to go to the next level. Okay, God bless you. Have a great, great night. It's been my honor and my privilege to share with you this evening. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. And I look forward to seeing you next week. God bless you. Good night. Have a great, great evening.